Hello, and thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I am Dr. Gail, and I am so glad that you are here. It is Thursday, and you know what goes down here on Thursday. Wife Life with Dr. Gail goes down here on Thursday. So do me a huge favor. Make sure you're hitting the subscribe button and the little bell right next to it so you will know when I go live. And so tonight, I want to talk to you about sexual communication crisis. Yes, it is so many couples that are struggling to have communication about their sex life. They are fearful. It becomes volatile. They become very hostile. And so tonight I want to just give you some tools and some strategies to have this hard conversation.
We're bringing sexy back. We're bringing sexy back.
Let's get it started. Harder, won't you give it up?
That you need to be having when it comes to your intimacy, your love, and your sex life, okay? And so have you ever felt unheard, unfulfilled, or even frustrated when it comes to having a conversation with your spouse about intimacy and sex in your marriage? Yeah, you can talk about bills, you can talk about children, you can talk about cars, you can talk about vacation, but when it comes to intimacy and sex, that's where the lines are drawn, right? And it is one of the biggest issues that most couples are facing when it comes to having meaningful conversations about their sex life. I'm telling you, it is. And most of the time, it has been a span of time that you've been trying to have this conversation with your spouse, but it just becomes less and less and less. And when you do try to have the conversation, it becomes explosive. Okay. And so today I'm going to try to give you 3 steps to help you have this sexual conversation that you need to have. You should be able to have conversation with your spouse about any and everything, and especially when it comes to intimacy, love, and sex. Okay. So the first step that you need to do is really get clear about your sexual needs, right? Because again, we think that they should know, especially if you have been married any length of time, but you have to be the GPS to your own sexual pleasure. Okay. So you need to have this conversation with yourself before you approach your spouse. So you need to know more about what you want out of your intimacy, love, and sex life than they do. Okay, so you need to know this. And so I always tell people, in order to have a difficult conversation, you need to be very clear. So sit down and write out these things. So the first thing you want to ask yourself is, what do I need more of out of our intimacy, love, and sex life? What do I need more of? Okay. Number 2, what makes me feel desired and connected and satisfied? What makes me feel, not what you think that they know, what makes you feel desired, connected, and satisfied. And number 3, what are the barriers that are stopping you from expressing what you want? What are the barriers? You have to know those things in order to have the conversation, okay? And like I said, write things down. Ask yourself these questions and be able to articulate those things when you approach your spouse, okay? Number 2, you need to create a safe space to have this conversation. A lot of times we want to have these conversations when it's on our brains and it's not a good time to have it. So timing and space matters, right? Don't just bring these things up during an argument, when you're both tired, when you're in the middle of a stressful situation. Well, we ain't had sex in 6 months or whatever. No, pick a relaxed destination, time-driven space. And make sure that you use I statements instead of you, Because when you use you statements, it puts the person already in a defensive mode and already gets them in a place where they're formulating how to deflect to defend themselves. So make sure, I feel this. I would like more of. I need for you to feel. Whatever that is, use I statements, okay? And number 3, invite collaborative situations. How can you guys work as a team to get your sexual needs met on both sides? Work as a team. Your spouse is not your enemy. It's all about teamwork and not blame. And be open-minded to try and to implement new things inside your bedroom, okay? And ask questions like this. What do you need from me to feel more connected to me? How can we prioritize our intimacy and our sex life? What will work both ways for us to give and to receive pleasure? Remember, you guys are a team. And remember, when you guys signed up and said, I do, you became the sole source of each other's sexual pleasure. And too many times we are not having these conversations. We're frustrated, and that opens the door for the enemy for people to lie, to begin to get emotionally attached to other people, and that leads to physically stepping outside the marriage. And then you have this other elephant in the room. So my thing is, open your mouth and have the sexual communication that you need to have on a consistent basis in your marriage, okay? Again, if you need me, I am here to help you. I am on this journey with you. So do me a favor and click the link pod below and schedule a free 15-minute discovery call, especially if you are having problems communicating your sexual needs with your spouse. I love you guys to pieces. I am here every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will see you next week.